Hey, my fellow standers, this is Kimberly with Proudly Standing. As you know, we are a group that stands on the word and faith, and we stand for our marriages, our children, our family, friends, enemies, whomever. We are just standers because we just know what God's word says. And as I always say, you don't have to be holier than thou to be obedient. So I'm also taking part of Dr. Dean's 7-day challenge, YouTube video challenge, where we post a video every day. With that being said, I just want to quickly jump into what I wanted to get on here for today. As you know, I'm doing this huge 48-day obedience challenge. However, I'm not able to do that at the moment, but I had a word that I just wanted to get out real quick because something was pressing in on me. So I listened to somebody else, and then I just wanted to touch bases on it a little bit more. If you're following me on Facebook, then you know that I just posted Marcus Rogers' video on what is for you is for you. What God has for you is for you. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit more because we have this overwhelming sensation of adulterers, other women, other men, the side chicks, the side men, whatever you want to call it. It's overwhelming right now. We have this overwhelming sensation of wanting what somebody else has, whether it be their house, their business, their job, or whatever it is. It's we just want what somebody else has. So it brought me back to where it was really pressing on me, and I say, let me tap into that just a little bit more, because this is a serious issue, and I don't think people understand it. See, we're good for twisting the word. We're good for going to social media and being like, oh, well, they said if you're not happy, just get out of it. Or they said, if he really wanted to be with her, he'd be with her, and he wouldn't be with you. It's all kind of stuff, and it's wrong. It is just wrong. It's morally wrong. I hate to say it, as much as social media is a plus, social media is also a hindrance to us because we don't pay attention to what's really true and what's really right. So I want to touch bases real quick on the fact that what is for us is for us. Meaning, if you have to sneak around to get it, if you have to lie to get it, if you had to betray somebody to get it, if you had to be vindictive to get it, then that's not for you. It's not God. God's not saying, well, he'll take something from you and give it to somebody else. That's not God. He's not going to break somebody's heart. He's not going to cause somebody torment to appease somebody else. That's just not God. God is a man of order. He is a man of substance. He's not going to say, well, you ain't do right by him, so I'm going to give him another woman. It's not going to happen. You ain't do right by your business, so I'm going to go give it to somebody else. It doesn't work that way. God doesn't say, oh, well, y'all split up. I'm going to go ahead and bless this new relationship now. It doesn't work that way. Why? Because it's in his word. We are not to be prideful. We're not to be vindictive. We're not to be selfish. We're not to be evil. We're not to be conniving. We are not to cause harm to anybody else. If you had to do any of the things I just mentioned above, it's not God ordained and it is not for you. Plain and simple. Even if you have what you think, even if you have what you had to do to be vindictive and lie about and stuff, if you have that at the moment, trust and believe God's been tapping you on your shoulder. He's been tapping you on your shoulder. He's been trying to get your attention because he wants you to release it. He wants you to release it. If it's meant for you, he will give it right back to you. But if you had to do anything that went against what God is for, it's not yours. If you have it, it is temporary. And I promise you, God's been tapping you on your shoulder. And if you've been ignoring his taps, I promise you, that ground hits differently when you fall and you don't know that you're falling. Let me repeat that. That ground hits differently when you don't know you're falling. So I suggest you take heed to God's lessons. Take heed to his word. If you have to do anything against him to get what you wanted, what you feel like you're owed, what you love or what you respected, it's not God ordained. It's not God ordained. It's not blessed. It's not going to be blessed. So for the ones that are out there are just being sensitive, to the need of, sorry, my son's getting in the car real quick. To the ones that are being sensitive to what somebody else has or what somebody else is doing or what somebody else needs, and they're just being selfish about it, I suggest that you just take time to reevaluate yourself. You're missing something if you have to hurt somebody else to get what you want to be happy. Plain and simple. I'm a living witness on both ends of the spectrum. On both ends of the spectrum. I've watched somebody take something from me, I watched somebody try to be conniving to take something from me, and he didn't get it, and then he ended up in jail. I've watched a woman take what she didn't wasn't rightfully hers, and she was prideful about it, and whether she realized it or not, God started showing her signs, and she's ignoring it because she's too prideful right now. She's too selfish. And then I've also been the woman that thought I was going to do whatever necessary to get what didn't belong to me and had it taken away from me, plus more. So it doesn't feel good on either end when he deals with you. So just take heed. What God has for you is for you. You guys, please share these messages. You guys know I love you. I say it from the heart. You guys know I'm real. I'm genuine. I mean what I say. I back it up.